I was carving the turkey when my mom leaned over and whispered, "Your sister got the insurance payout. You don't need it." My hand froze. My father's insurance. The money meant for me, for my survival. And all I asked was one simple question. But that question started the chain of events that destroyed Thanksgiving and exposed the darkest secret my family ever hid from me. Before I tell you how everything exploded that night, make sure to like, subscribe, and stay with me till the end, because the truth nearly broke me. My name is Rachel, I'm 28, and I've been the unwanted daughter of my family for as long as I can remember. My younger sister Emily was the princess, the golden child, the one who could do no wrong. Me? I was the mistake they tolerated. At least, that's how it always felt. The Thanksgiving table smelled like rosemary and awkward silence. I hadn't been home in 8 months, not since Dad passed away. Grief changes you, but being around family, that changes you more. Mom barely hugged me when I walked in. "Rachel, you look tired," she said, scanning me like I carried dirt on my clothes. "Thanks, Mom. Great to see you too," I mumbled. Emily walked in seconds later, hair curled, dress expensive, glowing like she stepped out of a magazine. "Rach!" she squealed, hugging me dramatically. The kind of hug you give someone when other people are watching. I hugged her back, mostly out of habit. Then I noticed something. A brand new diamond bracelet on her wrist. One she definitely couldn't afford. I didn't ask about it. Not yet. Dinner was halfway through when Mom leaned close to me like she was sharing a recipe. But her words sliced deeper than any knife. "Your sister got the insurance payout. You don't need it." I blinked. "What insurance payout?" Mom didn't look at me. She stabbed a piece of turkey like she hated it. "Your father's policy. He left something behind." "No," I whispered. "Dad told me he never took out a policy. We talked about it a week before he—" Mom cut me off sharply. "Well, he did. And Emily used it responsibly. Don't make this a problem." The room felt like it tilted. "Used it? That's how she bought the bracelet." "So, Emily got everything?" I asked quietly. Emily giggled under her breath. "Mom, this is awkward," she said sweetly. Awkward. That's what she called stealing from me. Piece by piece, my sanity slipped. Finally, I asked the question, "Why wasn't I told?" Mom exhaled, annoyed. "You were struggling. We didn't want to stress you." I stared at her. Struggling? I was working 2 jobs, skipping meals, sleeping in my car some nights, because I thought Dad left us nothing. Because they told me he left us nothing. The betrayal wrapped around my throat. "Mom, that money was legally mine too." Emily sipped her wine, smiling without showing teeth. "Rach, relax. You wouldn't know what to do with that kind of money." I gripped my fork so hard it bent. My brother-in-law, Mark, cleared his throat. Maybe he thought he was helping. But what he said made everything worse. "Honestly, Rachel, your parents made the right decision. Emily's responsible. You're impulsive." It felt like a punch. Impulsive? Me? The girl who took care of Dad when he got sick? The girl who stayed at the hospital every night? The girl who held his hand the moment he died? Meanwhile, Emily was at a music festival posting selfies. My voice shook. Dad would never have chosen just her. Mom slammed her hand on the table. "Stop bringing your father into this." And suddenly everyone went quiet. Because the one rule in this house was, don't question Mom when she gets angry. I swallowed hard. Dad and I had talked. I remembered every word of that night. "Rach," he said weakly, "if anything happens to me, make sure you check the documents in my study. Don't trust everything your mother tells you." At the time, I brushed it off. Maybe I shouldn't have. Maybe he knew something. Maybe he tried to warn me. The memory made my chest tighten. "Mom," I said slowly, "where are Dad's papers?" Mom froze. And for the first time that night, she looked scared. Just for a second. But I saw it. Emily quickly answered for her. They burned. There was a leak in the roof. Water damage. We had to throw all of it away. My stomach dropped. All of it? Convenient. Too convenient. Mark stood up to take plates. His shirt lifted slightly. That's when I noticed it. A key. A small brass key on a chain around his neck. Dad used to wear one just like it. No, the same one. "Where'd you get that?" I asked, pointing. He quickly tucked it inside his shirt. "Oh, this? Just something I found in the old storage room." Mom shot him a deadly look. Emily's smile collapsed for half a second. My heartbeat slammed in my ears. What storage room? I whispered. Mom spoke sharply. Rachel, stop digging. Her voice cracked. That crack was everything. After dinner, when everyone was busy forcing small talk, I slipped quietly down the hallway. Dad's study door was still there. Dirty, untouched, ignored, like me. I pushed the door open. Dust floated in the air. The room smelled like old books and grief. His desk was empty. His drawers were cleared out. But something felt off. A floorboard near the bookshelf looked newer, cleaner, like someone stepped on it often. I leaned down, pressed it. A click. My lungs froze. The floorboard lifted slightly, revealing a small hidden compartment. Inside, wrapped in plastic, was a single brown envelope. My hands trembled as I pulled it out. The front had Dad's handwriting. For Rachel only. My throat closed. He left me something. He left me something they didn't want me to find. My vision blurred with tears. I hurried to open it. But before I could, a cold hand grabbed my wrist. I gasped. Emily stood behind me, breathing hard, eyes wide with panic. What are you doing? She whispered harshly. She snatched the envelope from my shaking hands. Give it back! I yelled, but she held it to her chest. You don't understand, she whispered. Her voice was trembling now. It's not what you think. What isn't? I shouted. She shook her head violently. Rachel, please, just leave it alone. If you open that, everything changes. Her fear wasn't fake. This wasn't her usual arrogance. This was real panic. I whispered, what are you hiding? Her lips parted. She almost spoke. Almost. But then, we both heard footsteps. Mom, her voice cut through the hallway like a blade. Girls, come out. Now. Emily stiffened. She shoved the envelope inside her sweater. Please, she whispered to me, eyes glossy with tears. If you open it, you'll hate me forever. I stared at her, stunned. Hate her? What did she do? What did they do? Before I could ask, Mom appeared in the doorway. Her expression wasn't angry. It was like terrified. Like she knew the secret I was inches away from discovering. She looked at the envelope bulging out of Emily's sweater, and her face turned white. Mom stepped closer, voice shaking. Rachel, whatever you think you know, you don't. I swallowed hard. Then tell me, right now. Mom closed her eyes. When she opened them again, she whispered, If you read what's inside that envelope, your entire life will change. I felt my knees weaken. What does that mean? I whispered. She didn't answer. Because in that moment, Emily pulled the envelope back out and said the last thing I ever expected to hear from her. Rachel, Dad wasn't who you think he was. And neither am I. I froze. My breath stopped. My world stopped. Before I could speak, Emily tore the envelope open. She looked inside. Her face collapsed. She whispered one sentence. Oh God, Rachel, you were never supposed to know this. And then she backed away from me, as if I was the danger. I didn't move. I didn't breathe. I just stared at the folder in my sister Emily's hand, the one she hid the moment she heard me coming. Give it to me, I said quietly. She shook her head fast. It's nothing, just paperwork. I stepped closer. Then you won't mind showing it. She clutched it tighter, her voice cracking. Please, Mia, just don't. And that's when I knew, whatever was inside that folder, it wasn't just a mistake. It wasn't just Mom being careless or biased. It was intentional. It was planned. And it was about me. Before she could run, I grabbed the folder out of her hands. She tried to snatch it back, but I already saw the top page. And I swear my body went cold. It was an insurance statement, addressed to me. Claim filed after the accident. Deposit recorded. But the bank account number, it wasn't mine. It was Emily's. My voice barely came out. You rerouted it? Emily covered her face with her hands. I didn't mean to. I swear I didn't mean to. I stared at her. You didn't mean to steal $40,000? That's not what happened. I laughed. A broken, shaking laugh. Then tell me what happened. You magically typed your own bank account by accident? No, Mom. Told me to. My heart slammed inside my ribs. What? She told me it was better if the money stayed with family, she whispered. She said you shouldn't have been driving that night anyway. That if Dad hadn't died, he would have been so angry at you. That you didn't deserve to carry his burden or his money. My knees almost gave out. They blamed me for the car accident, even though Dad had the stroke, even though the doctors said nothing could have saved him. They had quietly decided I didn't deserve a cent, that I deserved guilt instead. Where's the rest? I asked. You didn't spend all of it, right? Emily didn't answer. My throat closed. Emily, please tell me you didn't. She broke down completely. I'm sorry, okay? I used some for the down payment for my house, and then for the IVF treatments, and then Mom needed help with her medical bills, and I kept thinking I'd pay you back. You spent all of it? I choked. Her silence was the answer. My mind shut down. Everything went numb. The loud Thanksgiving celebration downstairs suddenly felt like a different universe. I walked out of the room before I did something I'd regret. By the time I reached the dining room, everyone was already seated. The long wooden table was filled with turkey, casseroles, pies. Everyone laughing, talking, living in peace while my entire world had just cracked open. Mom saw my face and instantly stiffened. What's wrong with you? She said sharply. Sit down. Don't ruin dinner. Something in me snapped. No, I said, my voice steady. You already ruined it. The entire table went silent. All eyes on me. Mom narrowed her eyes. Mia, not here. I found the insurance papers, I said. Mom's face drained of color. Emily's fork clattered. My uncle looked confused. Insurance? What insurance? The money Dad left for me after the accident, I said loudly. The money Mom and Emily stole. Everyone gasped. Mom slammed her napkin down. Watch your tone. I stared right into her eyes. Tell them, Mom, tell everyone what you did. She swallowed. Your father would have wanted it this way. That's not an answer. She pushed her chair back. You never appreciated us. You left this family. I left because you made me feel unwanted. The room froze again. My aunt whispered, What's going on? Did you really take her money? Mom snapped, It doesn't matter. She didn't deserve it. My stomach twisted. Hearing it out loud, it still hurt like a blade. My brother-in-law whispered to Emily, Is this true? Emily sobbed. Mom said she didn't deserve it. Said she killed Dad. That was it. The one sentence that broke every remaining piece inside me. I didn't kill him, I whispered. I drove him to the hospital. I was trying to save him. Mom folded her arms. And you failed. My vision blurred. Some people at the table gasped. Others covered their mouths. My cousin said, Auntie, what the hell? Mom wasn't done. You always brought chaos. You never listened. You fought with your father that morning? We all fought that morning, I cried. But she didn't care. She wanted a villain. And she'd picked me years ago. Dad died of a stroke, I whispered. The doctor said it was fatal. Nothing could have saved him. Mom's voice was ice. If you didn't stress him, maybe he'd still be alive. The entire table erupted. Aunt Linda, that's not fair. Mia didn't cause anything like that. Why would you say that? But I didn't listen. Because something inside me had finally broken. Not the weak kind of break, the clean kind. The kind that ends fear completely. I straightened up. And for the first time, I wasn't scared of her. I didn't yell. I didn't cry. I didn't curse. I simply took a deep breath and said, Mom, Emily, you have until December 10th to return the full amount. Mom scoffed. Or what? You think you're intimidating? No, I said. But my lawyer is. Everyone went quiet. What lawyer? Mom snorted. The one who already has copies of all the documents, I said. The rerouted payment. The fraudulent signature. The bank transfer traced to Emily's account. All of it. Emily gasped. You copied the papers? You just saw them. I looked at her. No, I already had copies. I came here today to ask you nicely before filing anything. Mom blinked, confused. What? I pulled out my phone and placed it on the table. I requested all insurance documents last month, I said. They emailed me everything. This dinner was your chance to explain before it became a criminal matter. Emily burst into tears. Mom, she's serious. Mom stood up. You wouldn't dare take legal action against your own family. I stared at her. Dead calm. You stopped being my family the moment you decided I wasn't worth loving. Silence. Just silence. Then I added, and if the money isn't returned by December 10th, my lawyer files for fraud, theft, and emotional damages. Against both of you. Mom gripped the back of her chair, trembling with rage. You selfish, ungrateful? I cut her off. No, I'm done being silent. You don't get to hurt me anymore. My voice didn't shake. Not even once. I grabbed my coat, my keys, and turned toward my cousins. Two of them already nodding at me with something like pride. I walked out. I was packing my lunch for work when my phone vibrated. Emily. I hesitated. Then I answered. She was crying, hard. Mia, I paid my share, she sniffed. It's done. Check your account. Mom hasn't paid yet. She's furious. I leaned on the counter. My heart didn't ache for her. Not anymore. Thank you, I said softly. I'm sorry, she whispered. For everything. I should have stopped her. I should have told you. You should have, I agreed. But you didn't? A long silence. I hope you find good in your life one day, she whispered before hanging up. I stood there for a moment, letting the words settle. Then I checked my account. Half the insurance payout was there. One down. One to go. Mom didn't call. Didn't text. Didn't apologize. She showed up at my apartment unannounced. Banged on the door until my neighbors peeked through their peepholes. I opened it calmly. She shoved an envelope into my hand. Here, take it. I hope you're happy. I didn't look inside. I didn't argue. I just said, thank you. Mom glared at me. You ruined this family. I met her eyes. No, Mom, you did. I just stopped letting you ruin me. Her mouth tightened. She wanted to say more. She wanted to stab one last wound. But something in my face must have told her the truth. She couldn't hurt me anymore. She turned and walked away. I closed the door behind her, locked it, and let out a shaky breath I'd been holding for years. The money wasn't the real victory. The real victory was finally choosing myself. Sometimes the real revenge isn't what you take back. It's what you finally walk away from. If you want more true, emotional, shocking stories like this, make sure to subscribe and hit the bell icon so you never miss the next one.